What's up, YouTube? We're back again, and today we're doing some plumbing. As you can hear, I'm in the bathtub, and we're going to be replacing the cartridge that's right behind this knob, which controls the hot and cold water flow. It's currently leaking, and I'm going to show you how to replace that. So stay tuned. Alright, a few basic tools and parts we're going to use to do the job. Some adjustable pliers, flathead screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, pick tool, and of course the Delta genuine cartridge, part number RP 1991. And I'm also going to be replacing the springs and the seals, part number RP 4993G. Alright, let's get started. First, we got to shut off the water. We're now in my basement, and as you can see here, water main shutoff valve. So we're going to take our valve and just quarter turn so it's blocking the flow of water. That's what this horizontal across the pipe means. It's blocking the flow of water. So now our water valve is off and we can get upstairs and start the process. All right, so first thing we have to do is get off this center cap. There's a small access hole here. We use the pick tool and we just pry that off. That's going to expose our Phillips head screw. We're going to hold the knob and unscrew the screw. Being very careful not to drop the screw down the drain. Now, to remove the knob, and that's going to expose our old cartridge. And this is currently being held in with this collar here, but we're first going to remove these two screws so we can get the faceplate off. Two Phillips screws here and here. It's probably going to be horribly dirty. I don't think this thing's been removed ever since it's been installed almost 40 years ago. Or it's silicone. Yep. Oh, they actually use a gasket. It's great. It's not silicone at all. It's just a gasket. And there's no gasket at the bottom, so it allows it to drain through the small drain hole if any water does get through there. Place this out of the way. All right, so now we have to remove the collar, and that will enable us to remove the actual cartridge. For this, we use our adjustable pliers, get a nice grip, and twist. That's off. And this slide out. Oh, there we go. So let's compare this to the new one. All right, as we can see, they are very, very similar. Well, they're the same. This gasket is pretty flat, which could be a reason why it was leaking. You see the round black gasket here is kind of flat, whereas on the new one, it's pretty rounded. It's going to give us a better seal. Other than that, I don't see anything else. But let me bring you over to the inside. You can see there's a lot of buildup and whatnot in there. And then these two seals are what we're gonna replace as well. And there's a spring underneath, and we're gonna replace those as well. So let me get these out, and we're gonna clean the interior, get everything in there as clean as possible. And then we'll get to installing the new springs and seals. All right, so let me show you how I got that out real quick. I just used the same pick tool and took the spring and seal combination out. It was real easy. It's not in there stuck or anything. But make sure you put something over the drain just in case they do fall in. You don't want to lose the spring, especially if you didn't buy the spring kit and you don't plan on removing the spring. So, oops, like I said, you can just use the pick tool and it just comes right out. I like the pick tool because you can get it to just hang on to the pick and you won't worry about losing it. So I'm gonna put that down, and then I'm gonna use my same rag. The instructions call for you to clean out this area just to make sure that everything seats properly. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to put the camera down to get it properly. I'm gonna use the pick tool and try and get all the white deposits. They call them mineral deposits. I'll try and use the pick tool and get those out in 1 second. That should be it. All right, so I'm going to show you how the spring goes. Big end is at the bottom, small end is at the top. Then we put the seal over, and we make sure that the big end goes in first into the actual shower valve. And when the seal goes in, we're going to put them together. The seal is a tight fit and it holds it in place. So we're just going to put that in like this. And it holds it right in. Simple as that. It's the same way it was before, and now we're ready to put our new cartridge in. So one quick note about the cartridges. This being the scald guard, this feature where the screw is with the Allen is the actual scald guard. The more you push that in, the further away from the hottest water it will be. So when it turns, this is the full hot. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way over. That's to prevent maybe your children or anyone who's using your shower from being burned. So I matched it to the one we had previously, sticking out just a little bit. So I did that same here, and then we're going to install this now. These have a little mounting tab, well not mounting tab, but an alignment tab. So that alignment tab actually goes right there. So it's pretty much a one-way fit. Push in, making sure that the tab is on and in place. And as you can see, it's pushing out just a little bit, probably because of the springs. But once we put the collar back on, once we get the collar on, it's gonna push it tight. And we won't have to worry about that. So let me grab the collar. Just screw this on lightly. By hand, of course. That should be tight. It's in the off position. This is turning the water on. This is off. It's tight. Let me grab the pliers. See if I can adjust them with one hand. Camera in the other. I'm just gonna snug them. It wasn't too tight before, so I don't want to tighten it too much. And that's that. Now we're gonna get ready to put the faceplate back on and the knob. Be right back. So before we put the faceplate on, we're gonna clean this. Just some regular bathroom cleaner in the same rag that we had before. Let's get our faceplate. And our screws. Uh-oh. Let's see if these line up. Always screw in by hand first so you don't cross thread anything. You don't want to use a drill. This you don't want to tighten too much. You'll ruin the seal. Good. Now our handle and our screw. And then our cap. There's some alignment tabs on the cap as well. That's it. So now we're gonna go turn our water back on slowly and make sure we don't have any leaks. All right, so water on. Nothing so far. Try the hot water now. This tub usually takes a second for the hot water to come up. Here we go. I'm just checking to make sure the water doesn't get too hot. It is on full hot and it is getting pretty hot. Let's go back to cold. Make sure it's going back to cold, and it is. And we'll go in the middle, in between, make sure it's mixing properly. Yep, these are warm. Back full hot. And cold again. So this is our successful installation of our Delta cartridge on our Skull Guard shower valve. If you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and see you in another video. Thanks.